Recently online, I've seen a lot of people talking about their experiences with competitive gaming. I've seen videos about if it's really bad for you, and I've seen a lot of other discourse surrounding the topic of just playing esports titles. Now, there are going to be a few points in this video because this video is not only going to be me discussing the problems that come with competitive gaming, I will also be creating a plan for myself to experiment with a detox on competitive gaming. Before we get into the plan, let's first start with the main few problems that people usually discuss. The first problem I want to talk about is something that I currently suffer with. It's that when you find a competitive game that you enjoy, but then eventually you put all this time into it, 1,000, 2,000 hours or whatever, and then you start to lose the feeling for the game. After doing a little bit of research online, I actually found that this was the case with a lot of people who weren't pros or content creators that have made the game their job. And it seems that people have started to understand that the main objective of competitive games is to reach your own personal goal. Like, you're simply trying to improve to the point where you feel good in your ability at the game, or to reach a certain rank or whatever the case may be. Another problem that's pretty common between a lot of competitive games would be the lack of a satisfying reward system. Like, yeah, sure, some games do have a reward system, like Overwatch will give you competitive points, or Valorant will give you a gun buddy, but these aren't really that great of a reward. Like, yeah, sure, you can get your golden gun for whatever character you want, whatever character you made. However, that's not really a sign of your success. It's more of a sign of how many hours you put into the game. I'll admit that the Valorant gun buddy is pretty cool. I got the Immortal gun buddy. That's the one I was shooting for. But after I got it, I felt good for like a week. And then I kind of just was like, okay. Anytime I play that game now, I'm just like, I don't have anything to shoot for. I'm not going to get anything out of it. I did what I wanted to do. Now, obviously, this is not the case for everybody. Some people just want to be the best, and that's completely okay. That's fine. The people who make it to the top ranks, however, and the people that are just aiming to be the best and don't care about any rewards, they are in the minority. They are the smallest part of the player base. So when it comes down to it, the majority of the player base is on Twitter right now asking, why don't we get anything? Why aren't these ranked gun buddies changing? Why don't we get something other than competitive points? Why do I just get a shitty bronze boost or champ boost on Rocket League? Like, and people want more out of the games that they're sinking all these hours into, and that's completely fair. They're putting hundreds of hours into the game, and they're not getting as much as they want out of it besides their own self-satisfaction. Now that I have pointed out things that people have deemed problems within these games, I'm going to take it upon myself to see if these problems actually affect you on a day-to-day basis. Now, before I lay out my plan, obviously, I will say that the results would vary from person to person. I'm going to record my own experience with cutting out games that are competitive, and hopefully this video can give you a broad idea maybe of what you could expect if you were to do the same thing. Alright, now it's time for me to lay out the plan that I will be taking for the next 7 days. First things first, let's get a list of games that are the problem. Now, I mainly play CSGO, Overwatch, Rocket League, Valorant, Dead by Daylight, and Rainbow Six. Now, out of that list of 6 games, the main ones that I will be cutting out are CSGO, Rocket League, Dead by Daylight, and R6. Valorant and Overwatch do not really affect me because I've been playing Valorant for so long that nothing really bothers me, plus I've already hit my goal in that game. Overwatch is not a game I play a lot, and it's also not a game that stresses me out. I just don't think it's that fun in general, so I tend to stray away from it. But it's not something I'm going to completely cut out, but it's not something I would play that often either. Now, I'm not going to get rid of gaming completely, obviously, so I'm going to replace those esports titles with some completely different games. Now, I did recently pick up a PlayStation 5, so the first game I'm obviously going to be playing is Spider-Man 2. I've already started Spider-Man 2, I'm only 2 hours in, however, I do plan on getting on 100% and platinuming the game. After completing the game, I'm going to give my honest thoughts on it in a review video, so if you're interested in seeing that, go ahead, go down below and click subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. But it won't be the only vids I'm making on the games that I'm going to play this week, which includes Jedi Fallen Order, which I have yet to play, and I know it's been out for a while. However, I still want to play it before Jedi Survivor comes out, because that game does look pretty good. And the other games would include Starfield, Pokemon, and besides that, I'll just be creating content in favor of playing games. Now I need to actually discuss the goal of the plan. Now, the first goal would probably be to gauge my mood throughout each day. Because sometimes, you know, competitive games can get you either really excited if you go on a crazy win streak, or they can just absolutely ruin your day. I want to see if there's any stabilization in my mood. If there's not, then I'd actually be pretty surprised, because I am the type to be passionate about the games I play. The next goal would probably be to see if I manage my time better. That is probably the thing I am worst at, and I know a lot of people kind of struggle with that sometimes. Time management and procrastination is a serious problem. I'm going to see if I can schedule my days better instead of randomly cutting out 2 hours or 3 hours of my day because I decided to rage queue on Valorant. Now, my last goal is really to see if there's anybody else that goes through similar things that I go through, or if the results of my experiment can help somebody make a decision on whether or not they should spend less time playing competitive games. I'm actually interested in seeing feedback from you guys on what you think about this experiment, if I could change it, and if I were to do it again, do you think the results would be different if I did it in a longer period of time? So I'm just going to do a quick summary just in case someone was skipping around the video, or if you just can't remember all the information. That's completely fine. That's normal. I get it. These are the games that I will be cutting out completely. And these are the games that I'm only going to play in moderation because they're not that big of a threat to me. If you're interested in seeing me play any of these games that I will be replacing the other games with, then you should pop by my Twitch, which I'll leave a link at the top of the description for. Or if I'm streaming it, I'm likely going to upload it to YouTube anyway. So you can just subscribe to my YouTube and like this vid, and I'll probably just pop up. You'll probably see me again, and I'd be very grateful for that. Anyway, next week at this time, you should expect a video from me about the results of this project. It might take a day or two to come out depending on my work schedule. However, do not worry, it won't be more than 24 to 48 hours after the experiment is complete. Alright, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, go ahead and like the video for me. And I'm open to any feedback and criticism down below in the comments. Let me know if I should change the video, the experiment, what I should do differently, or what things were good. But that's it. Peace.